Hello and welcome to another action-packed episode of 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about the North Carolina Tar Heels 2022 recruiting class is our host, Mr. Logan Landers. How's it going, man?
What's up, Jeremiah? Talking about some future Tar Heels today out the ACC. I'm ready to talk about these young men and how I think they're going to be producing in the nice blue here in the near future.
Absolutely. And for everybody who's watching us or listening to us on the podcast, thank you so much. All of your watches, listens, shares, and definitely by word of mouth, telling your friends and family about 100 yards of football and just sharing them a link over through text message. Be like, hey, have you been listening to this football show? I'm really loving it. And they give me the most in-depth information that I need to really assess all of the teams from college all the way up to the NFL. Then yeah, just tell them exactly that, just in a text message. Send it
Just like
over
that.
to them. Just let them know how much you love 100 yards of football. So without further ado, man, Mr. Logan Landers, the North Carolina Tar Heels 2022 recruiting class. What do we have to look forward to?
All right. So, as usual, I'm using 24/7 Sports as my database for all these future Tar Heels here. Let me get it pulled up here to show all of the viewers. All right. So, here we are here with North Carolina looking good. So, they have the eighth ranked national in terms of recruiting, first in the ACC, so already off to a hot start. Of course, head coach Mac Brown, legendary college figure. So, he was able to sway some of these guys to come on over here. And, of course, we're going to have some more ACC recruits come in the near future. But as of today of January the 3rd, 2022, this is the current crop. So, starting off, we got to go with the transfers, guys who are coming over to play for the North Carolina Tar Heels. We're starting things off out of the U in Miami with Corey Gaynor, offensive lineman, 6'4", 282, and also a linebacker from Virginia, Noah Taylor, 6'4" and a half, 200 pounds even. So always good to beef up your offensive line and the linebackers, see what these two gentlemen can do, given some more playing time. All right, so kicking things off here, we have offensive tackle Justin Kanuck, 6'5", 290, good size here. Three-star recruit, not ranked nationally, 100th position, 21st out the state, and he is from Bethlehem Catholic High School in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So offensive tackles are always a good thing to have a surplus of. Deuce Caldwell, linebacker, 6'1", 210, out of Malden High School in Malden, South Carolina. Three-star recruit, 877th ranked national player, 82nd in the position, and 12th out the state of South Carolina. So he's a bit of a turncoat, Jeremiah. He's from South Carolina, going to North Carolina. So we'll see if he's got some good fan base for switching teams now. We have a quarterback by the name of Connor Harrell out of Thompson High School in Alabaster, Alabama, 6'1", 189. Three-star recruit, 763rd ranked nationally, 43rd position, 31st in the state. Typically if he is going to be a three-star recruit, he's going to take either a backup role, a few years to really get things going. But given some time, we'll see what Mr. Harrell can do. We have an offensive tackle going to the big guy here, 6'7", 349 from Life Christian Academy in Colonial Heights, Virginia, Trayvon Green. Three-star recruit, 727th ranked nationally, 58th in the position, 18th in the state. Good Lord, 6'7", 350, already has great size for the young man, and we'll see what he can do in the future. We have an athlete from Greater Atlanta Christian School coming up next out of North Cross, 6'2", 190, three-star recruit, Will Hardy, 565th ranked nationally, 37th in the position, 55th in the state. So shout out to Will Hardy coming over from Georgia, going to North Carolina, see how he can do with the Tar Heels. We have an edge rusher by the name of Bryson Jennings coming up next from Cloverville High School in Midlothian, Virginia, 6'6", 235, three-star recruit, 431st ranked nationally, 31st in position, 13th out the state of Virginia. Looking good here. I always have to give a good edge rusher. I like the size of the 6'6", 235. He's got some good speed and power to him, so we'll see what he can do. And joining him on the edge is Bo Atkinson from Leesville Road High School in Raleigh, North Carolina, 6'6", 240, so pretty similar builds. Only difference is Bo is a four-star recruit, 207th ranked national player, 18th in position, and 6th out the state. So we'll see if these two can be a potential dynamic duo in the near future. Marcus Allen from Walton High School in Marietta, Georgia. The cornerback is up next. 6'2", 175, four-star. 269th ranked nationally, 32nd in position, and 25th out the state. So another Georgia product going on to another college. and we hope for the best for this young man. Another edge rusher here by the name of Malachi Hamrick from Shelby High School in Shelby, North Carolina, 6'4", 205, four-star recruit, inside the top 200 now. He's ranked 196th ranked nationally, 15th in the position, and 4th out the state of North Carolina, so looking good there. Cornerback, by going to the secondary, by the name of Tayon Holloway from Green Run High School in Virginia Beach, Virginia. 6 foot, 165, so a little bit on the smaller side. Four-star recruit, 194th ranked national player, 24th in his position, and 8th from the state of Virginia. Joining him from also Virginia Beach, but this time going to Langston High School, is a wide receiver who's 5 foot 9, 172, so a bit on the smaller side. Tyshawn Chapman, four-star recruit, 174th ranked nationally, 27th in his position, and 5th in the state, so looking good there. One of the few receivers taken so far. Coming next from Cleveland High School in Clayton, North Carolina, running back 6 foot 215, four-star recruit, Omarion Hampton, four-star recruit, 142nd ranked nationally, 12th in position, 3rd in the state. Got a good running back here. Going back on defense, though, linebacker Sebastian Cheeks, Evanston Township High School is where he's from, out of Evanston, Illinois. 6'3", 210. Good build on the young man. 139th ranked nationally, 12th in the position, and 5th in the state. Four-star recruit. So they're going really heavy with defense here, and I mean, you can't blame them. Got to have a good defense, especially in ACC. We have a running back here by the name of George Petaway from Namesville Suffolk High School, or Suffolk Academy in Suffolk, Virginia. 5'11", 190. Four-star recruit, 110th ranked nationally, 8th in the position, and 4th out the state of North Carolina. Looking good here. Good running back prospect. And we'll see what he can do paired with his wide receiver, Andre Green Jr. He is from St. Christopher School in Richmond, Virginia. 6'3", 185. Four-star recruit. Inside the top 100 now. 65th ranked nationally, 8th in the position, and 3rd in the state. So that is our last four-star recruit. We're going on to the 2 5-stars here that North Carolina was able to get. The first one is Zach Rice from Liberty Christian Academy in Lynchburg, Virginia. Offensive tackle, 6'6", 282 pounds, 11th ranked national player, 1st in the position and 1st in the state. So they have gotten the best offensive tackle in the recruiting world for 2022. He had offers from Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Virginia, just to name a few. But he is overshadowed, at least by 24/7 Sports, by Travis Shaw from Grimsley High School in Greensboro, North Carolina. So he's staying home as a defensive lineman who is 6'5", 310 pounds, 5-star recruit, like I mentioned. 4th ranked national player. So we have a top 5 caliber player here. 2nd, though, in his position, and 1st out the state of North Carolina. He had offers from, obviously, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas. The list goes on and on for this young man. But he chose to stay home, chose to be in the Tar Heel blue. And I think overall, man, they did a great job. A quick breakdown. They had 7 young men come from Virginia who are going to be future Tar Heels. In terms of position, nothing really stood out. They had 4 defensive linemen, which was the most. They had 3 offensive linemen. So they had a good mix of offense and defense. But I'm really interested to see just how really the top 3 of Andre Green Jr., the wide receiver, Zach Rice, the offensive tackle, and Travis Shaw, the defensive lineman, are going to produce for the Tar Heels. Like I said, man, they have a good program over there. They have a great head coach. And I think that overall they did a bang-up job of getting some really good talents here in the very near future for the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Absolutely. And, go Tar Heels, right? Like, this is a team, that, they are not thought of as being one of the top-ranked teams every year, but they've been working very, very hard to get great recruiting classes in and start to really build back. And, there's always a chance for some huge upsets when you bring in some unexpectedly hardcore, awesome players from high school. We've seen what happens with these kids. There are kids coming out of high school that are ready to hit the field and ready to get acclimated to the program, ready to get ready for the systems that these coaches have put in. And as soon as you put them on the field, they are going to be stars. And one thing that you can never predict is no matter how well that they did in high school, what they might do differently or what might happen that may give them an opportunity in the college part of their career. So, yeah, shout out to the North Carolina Tar Heels 2022 recruiting class for all the hard work that they are doing to draw in the lines, to make sure to get the best recruits possible, and to keep building an amazing program. And just shout out to their school, too. North Carolina's a great university, and, it's a place that, people would be proud to call home if they come out of there into their professional career or into the NFL. So for everybody watching us on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or listening to our podcast, thank you so much. And if you're not listening to our podcast, come and join us over at 100 Yards of Football. You can listen to our podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, or anywhere that you love to listen to podcasts. Just look up 100 Yards of Football, and we'll be there for you. We're brought to you by the Believe Podcast Network, which is our amazing sponsor, and they have helped us to get started and get rocking to over 600 episodes by the end of today. So thank you so much for joining us for all those. And do me one huge favor, if you love the show, jump on your Apple Podcast if you're an Apple Podcast listener and leave us a quick review. You don't have to leave us an in-depth, multi-paragraph thing breaking down every element. You can just jump in there, give us 5 stars, and say, hey, like the show, guys. And that is great for us. So thank you so much for that. And thank you so much to our host, Mr. Logan Landers, for breaking down the North Carolina 2022 recruiting class for the Tar Heels. I am your producer, Jeremiah Long, and we'll be back this evening with another live